Hey guys, thank you for coming to my channel. So today's video is what is comma splicing and how can it be avoided? So for starters, comma splicing is when two sentences, also known as independent clauses, are joined incorrectly with the comma, as opposed to the appropriate punctuation mark. The appropriate punctuation mark can be a semicolon, a period, or a coordinating conjunction, and we'll discuss all of those. So in this slide, I'll be showing you guys 3 examples of comma splicing, and we'll be referencing these 3 examples throughout the video. So our first example says, I proposed to my woman, she said yes. Our second example says, my dog ran away, I found him. And our last example says, I got 8 hours of sleep, I'm well rested. So throughout this video, we will be discussing why the comma in each of these sentences shouldn't be there and should be replaced with the correct punctuation mark instead. The correct punctuation mark being a semicolon, a period, or a coordinating conjunction, which isn't a punctuation mark, it's a conjunction. But we'll be discussing all of those throughout the video, and we'll also be discussing commas and how to use commas, just so you guys have an idea of how commas are supposed to be used. So first, let's define some important words. What is an independent clause? A group of words that express a complete thought. There is always a subject, whoever is performing the action, and a verb, the action being performed. An independent clause is also known as a sentence. Examples of independent clauses. The girl went to the park, she bought some pink shoes, and I live in a quiet neighborhood. As you can see, these sentences can stand alone as complete sentences and don't need additional info. Notice how when words are added to these sentences, they can still stand alone as sentences. For example, the girl went to the park on Tuesday afternoon. So if we took out on Tuesday afternoon, the sentence would still say the girl went to the park. So that would be a complete sentence. In the sentence, she bought some pink shoes. For the event, if we took out for the event, it would still say she bought some pink shoes, which would be a complete sentence. In the sentence, I live in a quiet neighborhood on the other side of town. Notice if we took out on the other side of town, it would still say I live in a quiet neighborhood, which is a complete sentence. What is a semicolon and how is it used? A semicolon is used to connect two separate but related sentences / independent clauses. So our first example says, I have a dog, it's a Chihuahua. As you can see, the semicolon divides the two separate but related ideas. Our next example says, I'm an athlete, semicolon, I play basketball. As you can see, I'm an athlete and I play basketball are two separate but related ideas. So now we're going to rewrite our original sentences correctly with the semicolon. So first we have I proposed to my woman, semicolon, she said yes. Next we have my dog ran away, semicolon, I found him. And lastly we have I got 8 hours of sleep, semicolon, I'm well rested. As you can see, the semicolon is being used in each of these examples to separate two separate but related ideas. Next we have what is a period and how is it used? Periods are commonly used to indicate a thought or sentence is complete. So our first example says, I have green eyes. Our second example says, the weather is terrible today. And our third example says, my dad is tall. So as you can see in each of these examples, they're complete thoughts and there's nothing to say after that, so you just put a period. Okay, so now let's revert back to our original sentences and write them the correct way with a period. So first we have I proposed to my woman, period, she said yes. Next we have my dog ran away, period, I found him. Next we have I got 8 hours of sleep, period, I'm well rested. Next we have what is a comma and how is it used? Commas have multiple uses, but their main use is to indicate a short pause and separate words in a list. So our first example says, I like eating candy, comma, ice cream, comma, cake, and pie. Our next example says, due to icy roads, comma, there is no school today. In example 1, the commas are being used to separate a list, and in example 2, the comma is being used to indicate a short pause. So what is a coordinating conjunction? Coordinating conjunctions are used to join words, phrases, and clauses. Fanboys is an acronym commonly used to remember the 7 coordinating conjunctions. The F in fanboys is for, the A is for and, the N is for nor, the B is for but, the O is for or, the Y is for yet, and the S is for so. So here are some examples with coordinating conjunctions. I lost my dog, but I'm going to find him. I like eggs and bacon. I don't like dogs nor cats. As you can see, the conjunctions in these sentences are being used to join the phrases and words. So here is our original sentences being written correctly with coordinating conjunctions. I proposed to my woman and she said yes. My dog ran away, but I found him. And lastly, I got 8 hours of sleep, so I'm well rested. Don't forget, there are 3 correct ways to write our original sentences, with a period, a semicolon, or a coordinating conjunction. So for our recap, in the sentence, I proposed to my woman, comma, she said yes. This is incorrect because there should be no short pause. It should be a full stop after woman. So in the example, I proposed to my woman, semicolon, she said yes. This is correct because the semicolon is being used to separate 2 similar but different ideas. In the example, I proposed to my woman, period, she said yes. This is correct because the period is used to indicate a full stop. And in our last example, I proposed to my woman and she said yes. The conjunction and is being used to join words. In the sentence, my dog ran away, comma, I found him. This is incorrect because we don't need a pause, we need a full stop, or a coordinating conjunction, of course. So in the sentence, my dog ran away, semicolon, I found him. This is correct because the semicolon is being used to separate 2 similar but different ideas. In the sentence, my dog ran away, period, I found him. The period is used to indicate a full stop, which is correct. And lastly, in the sentence, my dog ran away, but I found him. The but is a coordinating conjunction that's being used to join words. And for our last example, I got 8 hours of sleep. I'm well rested. This is incorrect because the comma indicates a pause, but we don't need a pause. We need a full stop. So in our first example, I got 8 hours of sleep, semicolon, I'm well rested. This is correct because the semicolon is being used to separate 2 similar but different ideas. In the sentence, I got 8 hours of sleep, period, I'm well rested. This is correct because the period indicates a full stop, which is what we needed. And lastly, I got 8 hours of sleep, so I'm well rested. The so is a coordinating conjunction and it's being used to connect 2 parts of a sentence. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, or all of the above, and I'll see you next time.